everybody. It was with some degree of apprehension that I proposed teaching Mark Twain, because all of you already know everything about Mark Twain. And so it's going to be a challenge to teach you. One of the things that we know about Mark Twain is that he was funny, right? So I'll tell you one of his jokes. There was a Sunday school teacher, and one of her pupils, who was a boy, who resembled somewhat Mark Twain. And the Sunday school teacher said, "All right now, son, tell me, who was Moses' mother?" And he goes, "Well, that's easy. That was Pharaoh's daughter." He goes, "No, you're wrong. Pharaoh's daughter found Moses in the bulrushes." "Yeah, that's what she said." And another one of the funny stories that he told was when he was a boy, he was what was called a printer's devil. There was a boy who had the job to set type, and you had to set it backwards, and it was a dirty job and kind of painstaking job and kind of boring for a lively boy. And he and a friend used to set type together as printer's devils. And one Friday afternoon, they got one of their assignments that they hated the most, which was a religious tract. And they had to set the type for this religious tract, and they had hoped to go fishing on Saturday. So they worked really hard to get that thing done quickly. And when the preacher got the religious tract that they printed up, he said, "You boys, I can't believe you did this. You're going to have to do the whole thing over again. If you use the name of our Savior, I want you to print it out in full," because they'd gone through and they put J Christ throughout because they were in a terrible hurry. And so the two boys were very downcast, and so they went back. They had to reset the whole thing, and they did it just as the preacher said. They put Jesus H. Christ. All right. So this is the Twain that we know and love, the funny one. But if you think about the fact that he was a printer's devil, and you think about the way that they got back at the preacher with Jesus H. Christ and the illegitimate Moses, the Pharaoh's daughter, you can see that one of the things that Twain was interested in is troubling the waters, as in, God's gonna trouble the waters. And he was very interested in social criticism and political criticism. And the person who was born in Florida, Missouri in 1835, Florida, Missouri has now vanished. It no longer exists. And the person we knew as Samuel Langhorne Clemens, though we didn't know as Samuel Langhorne Clemens, we know as Mark Twain, belonged to what we think of sometimes as a vanished world, a world where there was slavery, a world where there was steamboat traffic. But when we look at the political criticism that Twain raises against imperialism, against lynching, we can see that the world of Mark Twain is still very much with us, even though we sometimes would like to deny it. Recently, he was in the news again. Huckleberry Finn, which is one of the works we're going to read from the class, has come out in a new edition in which the word nigger has been changed to be slave. And there's a big debate about that. A lot of people wondering whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I can tell you that Huckleberry Finn has always been a book that was troubling. It was always a book that people wanted to ban or to censor. So we're going to be looking at Huckleberry Finn. Do not necessarily go out and buy the autobiography that weighs 10 pounds. I'm going to be having a course reader where we'll read some of the firebrand essays written by yours truly, Mark Twain, as well as we'll be reading Pudd'nhead Wilson, another very troubling book, and Huckleberry Finn. I hope to see some of you there.
Great. Thank you.